Georgetown stays unbeaten under Patrick Ewing with a road victory over Richmond. Patrick Ewing pulled Georgetown out of this weekend's prestigious PK80-Phil Knight Invitational in Portland, in large part so his young team wouldn't have to play programs such as Michigan State and North Carolina in just his second week as head coach. The Hoyas traded a cross-country trip for a 2-hour skip down Interstate 95 to visit Richmond, but they faced their stiffest competition so far this season, anyway. Georgetown passed the test and prevailed, 82-76, in a tight game in front of a rowdy crowd of 7,201 at Robins Center to remain undefeated under Ewing. The Hoyas, 4-0, led for the final 9+ minutes thanks in large part to forward Marcus Derrickson, who was able to find ways around Richmond's double and triple teams in the post to lead Georgetown with 16 points, 14 of which came after halftime. The junior was a perfect 7 for 7 from the free throw line in the second half and led the team with 9 rebounds. Derrickson stepped up to take control of the Hoyas' most balanced offensive effort all season, which came in part by necessity as the Spiders keyed in on leading scorer Jesse Govan, who still managed 14 points on 6 for 10 shooting and 6 rebounds. Point guard Jonathan Mulmore had 15 points, and junior Caleb Johnson, a South Hill native who had about 40 friends and family in attendance, added 11 points. Freshman Jamorko Pickett had 12 points and 7 rebounds. Richmond kept the game close throughout. A layup from Comfort that followed 2 consecutive Georgetown turnovers, both times on a play in which the Hoyas tried to feed Govan the ball down near the basket, put the Spiders within 2 with less than 2 minutes to play. But a three-pointer from Pickett kept the Hoyas afloat as Richmond missed its final 4 three-pointers of the game. A free throw from Mulmore, who notched a season-high in points, sealed the win. There was plenty of irony to be found at Robins Center, where the Hoyas struggled against Richmond's quick Princeton offense, the system that former coach John Thompson III ran, but that Ewing has moved away from, as John Thompson Jr. looked on from a seat in the second row. Though the elder Thompson has been at every Georgetown game this season, he has stayed away from his usual seat on the baseline near the Hoyas bench when attending games at the Capital One Arena. On the road, he watched from a table at midcourt. He witnessed Georgetown largely keep its cool on offense, despite having to play up to the frenetic pace the Spiders set from the outset. The Hoyas shot 53.2% from the field and 55.6% from the three-point line, while Richmond leaned on a two-pronged attack on offense and shot 46% from the field and 25.9% from three. DeMonte Buckingham led the Spiders with 28 points and redshirt freshman Grant Golden added 24 points and 10 rebounds less than a year after having heart surgery in December to correct an accelerated heart rate that forced him to sit out most of last season. Golden pestered the Hoyas all over the court and made 10 of 15 field goal attempts, including 4 threes. He powered Richmond, 1-5, through the first half with 17 points as the Hoyas struggled to keep pace with the Spiders, who started with a 6-point deficit but crept back in the game with some ease as Georgetown committed 9 first-half turnovers and scored only 14 points in the paint, despite shooting 52% from the field. Georgetown took a 40-39 lead into halftime only because Hoyas guard Jigan Mosley drew a foul with less than a second left in the half and made 2 of his 3 free throws.